Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go.
Hello, soul family. I know it's been a minute, but the Most High has had me do so many things. I'm in the process of writing a book and changing my website a little bit, and also he's having me revamp this YouTube channel to make it more towards kingdom marriage. The preparation stage is the first series I'm gonna do. So it's been really crazy but great at the same time. So I just wanted to come and talk to you for a little bit. One thing we have to understand in the beginning of going into a kingdom marriage or whatever assignment the Most High has for you, which mine is kingdom marriage, He will prepare you. He will never send you into any situation without being prepared. So He will always make sure that He prepares you for anything. So we have to understand also, because this is a spiritual thing first. It's you go through the spiritual process, and that's preparation before you see it into the physical. So you have to fight off whatever there may be in the curses that have taken, over your families. You have to break those curses first spiritually before you can see it exist in the physical. So when it comes to this new series that I'm doing, preparation stage for kingdom marriage, this is part 1. I wanted to just talk about how the Most High started off preparing me. He would always guide me to read about the women in the Bible, our ancestors, Ruth, Esther, Rebecca, Rachel, whoever that was in the Bible that was married to a godly man. Esther was the one that he always pointed me to, and I believe he did that because my marriage is very close to basically her situation. It has really been a year now since I've been preparing for this marriage, and my husband is of high influence. He's in the industry, the music industry, where he has a lot of fans. He has a big base. So I'm a person where I'm private. So I've never been the type of person where I like to be around a big crowd of people, around a lot of stuff going on, or anything like that. So it was very hard for me when I found out who it was. I'm like, now my life is going to be public, out in the open, everything. He had me hidden all these years. And now it's going to be something where it's out in the open, can be hidden. You're always in front of the camera, paparazzi, all that. So it's very different. It's a big transition, but it's worth it all in the end because, you have the marriage, you're doing God's will and His work. So one thing I have to really point out first is, ladies, before the Most High can show you the promises, you have to build a personal relationship with Him. He has to make sure that you're ready. Before He shows you your promise, He has to make sure that you're ready. Like He always says, many are called, a few are chosen. If you cannot build a relationship with Him and He feels like He can trust you with whatever assignment He has for you, then you won't see your promise. You won't see your purpose. You won't see what assignment He has for you. He has to know that you can handle whatever He has for you. He needs to know that you can take on whatever assignment He has. I can tell you right now, it's not easy, but it's worth it. The hard work, everything you're putting in, the marriage, you have to be able to be spiritually ready to fight the battles. When anything goes on with your husband, you're the one that is gonna step in and pray and show him the way to come to the Most High, to break those, whatever is fighting against you in the spiritual realm. So you have to have that relationship with the Most High, or it cannot be done. So that is the main thing. Another thing I wanted to point out is that I also have a website where I have courses, and in the course is receiving the man God has for you. I could do you either can do the course, or you can do the phone calls with me, the coaching calls. I also do the reprogramming of the mind still, because it's a mind thing. You have to break the mindset. We've been in society for so long where they taught us that everything is physical, 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 and then that's temporary. That's why he makes you go through the spiritual thing, because you are a spiritual being. It starts there first. So you have to go through it spiritually before everything can prosper and look the way you want it to be physically. So it's like a mind thing. It's something that you have to break first before you can actually become the person you need to be. It's a lot of steps. Like I said, Esther, it was a year before she was able to finally see the king, before she was able to actually meet him. That's how long she prepared herself, mentally, spiritually, before she actually seen him. 2019 is when I took the first step to building the relationship with the Most High for 3 years. And 2022 is when he told me who my husband was in July. I prayed, I asked him, because spiritually, that's what it led me to do, was pray and ask, who's my husband? And he told me who he was. I was shocked that it was my husband. I couldn't believe it. At first I thought it was a joke, the devil was playing with me, but then he kept confirming, and I knew, I said this, because you have what happened for me to know he was my husband was soul recognition. I looked into his eyes and I knew off top. I said, yes, that's my husband. So I knew then that it was not a lie. Through the whole thing, even though that man is not there with you physically, spiritually, you have to pray. He teaches you how to pray for him. It'll be stuff going on. You cannot be there physically, but you're praying for him every day. Even when you don't understand, you might be in a bad mood, you want to be around your husband, you miss him, whatever, you have to pray. So it's so many things he has to show you spiritually, that you have to be strong, very strong in the spirit, because you are the person that's going to be fighting in the spirit. When you're married to him physically, you will be the one still, the strongest one still, and lifting him up to be as strong as you to fight in the spirit. So it's a lot that you're gonna have to go through, but it's worth it. And a lot of women, it's the marriage that you always look for, and it's not just about the marriage. You and your husband are going to be creating heaven on earth. You're going to be doing the Most High's will. So he's going to give you assignments like write a book together, do ministry, do whatever. He's given me just not stuff with my husband, but stuff outside of being with him, like Life's Journey. That's mine. That's my website. The coaching, helping other women, that's going to be something I do alone, but it's other things which you will see later on down the line when he's ready for me to tell. Other assignments he has me do outside of that, I will be showing. But it's a lot of things that you're meant to do with your husband. He's going to do by himself, and then you do with him, and you do by yourself. So you're going to stay busy all the time. You will travel a lot. You will do a lot together. You'll do a lot without him, But it is time for a lot of us to have that husband that the Most High has for us. It's time for us to step into our purposes. And you only can do that by first building the relationship, then asking for that husband, and he reveals it to you, and he takes you from there, But it always starts with that relationship first. So I just wanted to come and say this, because it was on my spirit in the Most High. He's been on me a lot, like, okay, you got to take a break from everything else I got you doing. Your clothes, I have a lot going on, and start back getting on your YouTube and start your series up, because a lot is taking place still as I'm moving, So I hope you have a lovely day. Always much love, and all praises to the Most High.